Hello and welcome to the agenda. I am Ajay Kaul. In this program today, we will talk about the US Navy's operation in Indian Maritime Zone without taking India's permission. The US has undertaken an action which may not be considered friendly towards India. Its Navy carried out freedom of navigation operations in India's exclusive economic zone near Lakshadweep Islands without informing or taking permission from India. Now, India has protested against this action of the US. But why did the US do this, especially when it calls India one of its closest allies? We will try to analyze and understand this issue in the agenda today. We have with us retired Commodore Ranjit Rai and retired Major General Ashwani Sivach. But before we start our conversation, have a look at this small report.
India has protested to the US after American ships carried out freedom of navigation operations within India's exclusive economic zone or EEZ off the Lakshadweep island without India's permission. This is in dissonance with India's maritime security policy of such exercises requiring its authorization. The US Navy in a statement issued yesterday said on April 7, 2021, the USS John Paul Jones asserted navigational rights and freedom approximately 130 nautical miles west of the Lakshadweep Islands inside India's exclusive economic zone without requesting India's prior consent consistent with international law. India requires prior consent for military exercise or maneuvers in its exclusive economic zone or continental shelf, a claim inconsistent with international law, it said. Reacting to this development, External Affairs Ministry in Delhi issued a statement saying the Government of India's stated position on the United Nations Conventions on the Law of the Sea or UNCLAWS is that the convention does not authorize other states to carry out in the exclusive economic zone and on the continental shelf military exercises or maneuvers, in particular those involving the use of weapons or explosives, without the consent of the coastal state. It added that the USS John Paul Jones was continuously monitored transiting from the Persian Gulf toward the Malacca Straits, and we have conveyed our concerns regarding this passage through our EEZ to the government of USA through diplomatic channels. The act by the US is surprising and could be considered unfriendly, particularly since it considers India a key ally, including in the field of defense. Bureau Report.
Now let's welcome our guest Commodore Ranjit Rai and Major General Sivach. Welcome to the program, both of you. So I'll first go to Commodore Ranjit Rai about the US action. It says that it carried out the freedom of navigation operation in the Indian exclusive economic zone. So for the benefit of our viewers, please explain what does it mean, freedom of navigation?
A very interesting question. You know, just to give you the history, what has happened today is what happened 120 years ago.
Right.
That the American Navy ship USS John Paul was actually in international waters, but in India's economic zone, doing innocent passage or a passage with mild exercises going towards Malacca Strait. Now, the UNCLOS, which was started in 1975 and ratified by nations 120 in 1982, said the seas are open. Freedom of navigation is open.
Right.
Because Hugo Gracious had brought in, when Holland and England were fighting and going into each other's waters, they were spoiling their business. Now, what America says is we are telling China, and the Quad countries are telling China, that there should be freedom of navigation.
Right.
But what happened in the last 8-9 years is terrorism came into being, weapons were allowed on merchant ships, piracy came into being, and 1982 हिंदी में बोलूं अब जमाना अलग है, मिसाइल का जमाना है। 12 माइल टेरिटोरियल वाटर था, क्योंकि बंदूक पुराने जमाने में 12 मील जाती थी। So now what they have done is that every nation is putting an order on top of UNCLOS. Bangladesh has said you must inform me before you do.
Yes.
Take my permission. India also began to say advisory, which is against the overall principle of the United Nations. But America feels that if we do not give free navigation like India, one of the Quad countries, how can we ask China? So this is what in English I will say, this is an anomaly. This is an ambiguity. Whether the UNCLOS is stronger or a nation's order or an advisory is more stronger. I will end by telling you that for many, many years, the Indian Navy and India have said any ship with nuclear weapons should not ever even ask to enter India's territorial waters. And therefore, America obeyed it. So it was an advisory. Now what has happened? Another advisory has come, and America says, "Bhai, we can go anywhere I want. This is UNCLOS." America has not signed the UNCLOS, but says, "I will obey it. उसका पालन करूंगा." तो ये ambiguity और anomaly हो गई है.
Anomaly, yeah. So, Major General Siwaj, I come to you. So, as you heard Commodore talking about elaborate details, so since America is our ally, so it has surprised many that America took such an action, I mean vis-a-vis India. Some call it unfriendly act and all. Is it unfriendly act?
Absolutely correct, Ajay. We will consider it a very unfriendly act and very immature act on part of US. You remember that we have got an exclusive zone up to 200 miles of our territory, and it is about 130 miles from Lakshadweep. Now, not only they have violated that, the press release which was taken by the 7th Fleet was quite disturbing, which says that they have exercised freedom of navigation.
I will say that it was provocative. Is it provocative?
It is provocative in the sense that either they are undermining our, friendship. The point is that obviously the rule position says that the law of the sea, where United Nations Convention is there, India is a signatory, that if you are crossing over from 200 kilometers of your 200 miles of your exclusive zone, you must intimate the coastal country and take the permission.
Right.
No, there is no permission which has been taken. The US is trying to convey that they are doing the same thing in Indo-Pacific, especially in South China Sea, against the Chinese.
Yeah.
But that is a different altogether. Everyone knows that the South China Sea does not belong to China.
And equations are different. Yeah.
Made the island and trying to claim that, but that there it is something different. That the Quad is formed on three pillars. That is basically free, inclusive Indian Ocean and Indo-Pacific with freedom of navigation, rule-based international order, and maintaining territorial integrity and sovereignty of all island nations, including smaller islands. Now, having said that, when this 7th Fleet, the USS, John Paul Jones, which is missile destroyer, is going from Persian Gulf to Malacca State, it has gone into an Indian exclusive zone about under 30 kilometers close to the Lakshadweep. So it is a violation of norms of the sea, and they should have intimated India, taken permission. That would have been a friendly gesture. They haven't done that. They have neither intimated us. So I don't think it is a very mature move, and especially when India and US are having a strategic partner. We are a member of Quad. We have just done three-star exercise with Quad and France from 5th to 7th April. Ajay.
Yeah, Commodore Rai, I come to you. Since we talked about that we have been strategic allies of America, and talking about the press release which was deliberately issued by the 7th Fleet, and which I see is very, I mean, unfriendly and provocative also. So why did it do? Why did the America have to do it? I mean, what is your sense?
Very interesting. Very interesting. Naturally, the general is absolutely right. India has got its own national interest. And when we found all this terrorism, piracy, armed guards coming, India, I must confess, the experts are supposed to be in the Ministry of Earth Sciences. The Navy, the Coast Guard are experts on the laws of the sea. However, they issued an advisory which is not in consonance with the overall UNCLOS of 1982.
Yes.
Now, the question is, which is superior? And international law, हिंदी में कहते हैं सबको पालन करना चाहिए. चाइना ने तो पहले ही पालन नहीं किया.
Commodore, when we
therefore,
you talked about UN clause, I mean UNCLOS, which we saw, which America and we also have been insisting that China should follow and implement it. So here is America, it's violating on its own. So how can, I mean, it tell China what moral responsibility or right it has?
You have hit the nail on the head. India and America should have cooperated and done this exercise of passage with no guns were fired, no weapons were fired. If weapons are fired, we give what is called notice to mariner.
Right.
I mean, you can go on the internet and see whenever we are firing from Chandipur or from Odisha, we issue a notice to Canada. सबको बता देते हैं कि भाई मैं मिसाइल फायरिंग इस टाइम से इस टाइम इस एरिया में करूंगा.
Correct.
But we want to open, America wants to open up China. So why are you stopping? But in between, because we have an adversary, of course, every Indian will be very angry, like the general is, but listen, this is national interest, why did you do it? But we have to decide that if you want every country to allow freedom of navigation, which all the four summit leaders, including our Prime Minister Modi, said, free and open navigation, which was started with Hugo Gracious 120 years ago. Now maybe there will be new laws, and China, unfortunately, saw the countries sleeping, and poor countries of Vietnam, poor countries of Philippines went to United Nations to say, I want arbitration. But China did not even attend the arbitration.
Yeah.
They said, we throw the international law to the winds. Now, this is a very, very important point. It's become an anomaly. Is now all countries allowed to make their own little adversary? I can tomorrow make an adversary. You can come outside my house. I cannot stop you. But I can now begin my own law, a board, that if you are coming within 10 yards of my house, take my permission. So that sort of an anomaly, where Ministry of External Affairs has to tell America that please don't treat us like a normal, ordinary country. I am powerful. I have also got an adversary. But if you see the wording of the thing, it carries on to say, the MEA, if I remember correctly, that weapons and exercises were not carried out. And do you know something? In the UNCLOS, only Article 51 talks of exercises.
Yeah.
And Article 51 is between nations like archipelago, like Indonesia and Singapore. They are so close to each other, they have to come to agreement who can exercise where. Like the patrolling points of Ladakh, the same thing. They have come to an agreement. There is still some difference. Look at us. We have got an agreement to Kachchi Tigu. Kachchi Tigu, we have fishing rights. So we have come to an agreement that we have annual fishing rights. But we are not America, China and India are not archipelago countries.
Yeah.
So Article 15 does not allow to us the overall Article 49, innocent passage, freedom of navigation.
Yeah. So General Sivach, I come to you. So what, if you read everything, what is the message, could be the message by the US? Why did it do so?
Well, if you ask me very quickly, the message is to China. That listen, you please open your navigation.
I think, Commander,
Open your navigation. Freedom of navigation, it is in the UNCLOS. UNCLOS is supposed to meet again and change the rules. It takes time. But one thing I want to tell you, international law evolves. The mighty make international law. The mighty give what orders are to be given. Like World Bank decides what money is to be given to whom. China is trying for its own infrastructure bank.
Right.
Asian Development Bank now came up because it saw that World Bank and America is controlling all the money. So I would like to only say that this is going to be a very interesting case, and I'm glad you are discussing it. हमारे भारत के लोगों को पता होना चाहिए
Yes.
कि ये एम्बिग्युइटी हो गई है, अनोमली हो गई है, एक दोनों परिवार में इंडिया और अमेरिका में ही नहीं क्वाड में होना चाहिए. टेलीफोन कॉल से पहले ही बता देना चाहिए.
Yes.
लेकिन अब हमारे पत्रकार ने भी इसको बहुत बड़ा इशू बना लिया है.
Yes.
मीडिया इज इम्पोर्टेंट.
Right.
Sentiment of the country is also important, and I congratulate the general because he is giving you the statement of the country. How can I give an advisory and any country thinks it cannot do what I have given him advice? But yes, on the upper level, we have to say whether we are signatories and will follow. China says, I will not follow UNCLOS, I will not go for arbitration, and I will tell you something very quickly.
Yeah.
China is waiting to take over Taiwan, and Taiwan has got Ituaba, Taipei Island, and if their back is to the wall, they will demand 200 miles around Ituaba, which is an island. It's not a rock. So we are going to see very much more action, and I'm so happy you have brought up the subject.
Right, thank you. So, Major General, I come to you. So, it's like as Commodore said that उनको ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था. So, it is like India's trust has been betrayed by US, is it?
See, the point is, US and India is a strategic partner, and we are member of Quad. We four of us are getting together against the aggressive and assertive attitude of China. You know, today if we start trying to violate each other's, sea territory, that will be sending a wrong message. We have to unite together against China. Because China is not following any norms of the sea. You remember that the three pillars which are there of Quad very categorically say that freedom of navigation, rule-based international order, and maintaining territorial integrity and sovereignty of all nations. This is basically against China because China is not following any rules. And the way it is now violating all the norms of the sea in the South China Sea, it is having a problem against all the countries, Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, and it has got a problem with Japan in some Kaku Island in East Sea. So the point today is, it is China which is not following the rule of the game. It is not following the freedom of navigation. It is violating the water territories of other nations. It is claiming 90% of the South China Sea, which is not correct. So we all four countries, the four democracies of country, one the largest democracy, one the oldest democracy, and Australia and Japan, we are all united together to challenge basically this hegemony attitude of China, which is assertive and aggressive in Indo-Pacific. So therefore, today we all have to unite together, and we must be also alert and alive to the sensitivity of each other. So USA should have informed us well in time, and if they have violated due to some constraint, rather than trying to boast around it and give a public forum press release, they could have intimated. It would have been a far better. It could have been handled in a more mature manner.
Right.
That's the thing. Undermining the authority of India may not be a correct thing. India and US are a strategic partner. Not only that, in Indo-Pacific, we are now partner in the Quad.
So, General,
four basic agreement which we have signed.
So, General,
they
yeah.
are the game changer. One is your LEMIO, that is COMCASA, Communication Compatibility and Security Arrangement, and that is BECA, the Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement. By doing this, the America is giving the latest technology to India. Our weapon system accuracy has improved tremendously. They are giving us a weapon which they were not giving to anyone else other than NATO countries. And transfer of technology, make in India and Atmanirbhar India. Remember, M777 is now, which we have taken from.
So, General, can you? Yeah. General, can you hear me?
Now manufactured by Mahindra Defense in India itself. So overall, India and US relationships are going up. just may be an aberration, and we should take it in that spirit.
So, General, what I wanted to say is that you talked about elaborate defense relations we have or military relations we have, but at the same time, I mean, America did this and announced it. So that is the point I am trying to flag. So they could.
I think what you have said rightly, it is immature on the part of US. US is one of the greatest power in the world. But having done this, what they did, that they came 130 meters,
No, isn't it?
130 miles.
Isn't it embarrassing India? Isn't it embarrassing India publicly?
Of announcing it. It could have been handled in a more matured manner. Just it does not augur well on US. And where both the countries are member of Quad, we are trying to coordinate. Today, India needs US, but US needs India more than India needs US. Because if they have to contain China, they know it is India which can stand in Indo-Pacific. The Quad is basically built on the pillar of India. So therefore, in case they do what they have done, then they undermine each other's loyalty and integrity. I don't think it was a very good move by US. Though we can take it as an aberration, it is an immature act, and I suppose and hope they tender an apology in a manner which is understood, because both the countries have to unite together. And America knows if there is any country which can challenge the authority of China in South China Sea and Indo-Pacific, it is India. Therefore, US needs India in Indo-Pacific. And having said so, then they must be, alert and alive to the sensibilities of India, and they should not do anything which violates our international law and can sour our relations. We are a mature country. US is one of those, a powerful country, but must understand the sensibility of India, because India does not take such thing lightly. We are one country which we are not aligned to anyone. We may be strategic partner to US today. We were earlier strategic partner to Russia. But we have always maintained our own identity. We have never any military alliance with anyone. Having said so, I am sure the US will realize this, and the US will not do anything which will undermine our authority and which can put a crack into the friendship of two largest and oldest democracies.
So, Commodore Ranjit Rai, I come to you. As you heard General talking about sensibilities. So, sensibilities have been trampled upon. What do you say?
Well, absolutely. For national-loving people, which we, General in uniform and I, would not like my national sensitivity to be ever troubled.
Not not people without with uniform.
No, I agree with you. Civilians also would not like it. But I say it because I have been in uniform and we defend the country. The civilians stand behind us. We actually stand to defend you. Therefore, of course, it comes out of my heart and the general's heart. But the bigger question which the country has to think about, and the general has rightly said, this should have been sorted out within our own house of the Quad. We know that we have to pry open China. The Quad leaders are getting together. And General told us how much equipment. And maybe I'm telling you, the Indian Navy, everything new. In Gurgaon, there is an Indian International Fusion Center. In the Fusion Center, we know what is happening. Therefore, I would request Sanjay Kaul, you have done a good questionnaire of us. Please get the exact wording of the advisory which India said, which supersedes the UNCLOS, that anybody coming into Indian EEZ must take permission for exercises or only for passage. Because passage, nobody has to take permission anywhere.
Right.
China was very clever. They are allowing white shipping. White shipping means merchant ship, please come, please go, but don't come 12 miles near my territory. Because they have narrowed the rocks, converted the rocks into islands, put missiles and airfield and aircraft onto that, therefore fortified them. And therefore it is threatening America. And now America has used this technique to say, listen, the world should allow it, so China jolly will allow it. And General has put it very nicely. It is unfortunate that a sensitive matter of sensitivities has taken place between two good neighbors who are trying to become the biggest friends and the most powerful friends in the Indo-Region to take on the China you behave according to the international law.
So, Commodore, that also leads to the question, I mean, which many people have been arguing that, I mean, it now maybe strengthens their argument that US is not a trustworthy ally. So, how do you answer that? Is US a trustworthy ally?
Sanjay, very good question. In international affairs, there are only national interests. There are no permanent friends. America is a very powerful country. It has become a powerful country because it has let down, but it always uses its allies. It never went to war alone. It had allies. Now the Quad is its allies. French have just done an exercise with us. And do you know, England has a small Chagos country in the Indian Ocean. They all want to join the Quad because China is rising. And that is called the Thucydides trap. The two elephants fight, then the land under them gets trampled. America and China are in an economic war, they are in a technological war, they are in a superiority war, but nobody wants war, definitely. Sun Tzu will try to make it without war to win. So, one of the sensitivities, and we should be happy that this has come up. It has to be resolved because it is now worldwide media, and therefore even the general admits that the UNCLOS says something, but we have got an advisory. I'd like to see the exact wording of the advisory and how did they tell us? How did they tell us? And therefore America has not listened to our advisory. At least that is the one which will get to the bottom of it. And then India and America have to get together and say, how do we open and make sure China gives absolutely freedom of navigation, ports, because China has many restrictions. And it started when the Americans started doing underwater survey. Now, that is not allowed. We cannot also allow anybody because it is in the UNCLOS that when you are doing innocent passage, you will go straight, you will have no security risk, you will not use your helicopter.
Carry weapons, yeah.
That is it.
Yeah, so before we conclude, I want to ask General Sewach the same question. Like China has been saying that US is not a trusted ally. It has been telling India also that you are falling in the trap. So, does that answer the question that US is not despite all that America has been doing or trying to do military hardware and other things?
Ajay, the point today is there is no permanent friends and enemies as far as international relations are concerned. It is your permanent interest which makes a difference. As on today, our permanent interests are matching with US and hence they will be a strategic partnership. But tomorrow, if they are not matching, remember in 1971, the America brought the same 7th Fleet in Bay of Bengal.
But General 71 was a different situation. The 71 was a different situation, and we have come a long way from them. So after the nuclear deal, now we are considered the closest allies, and we have the strategic partner status or the military status.
Of course, India and US are having best of the relations.
Yes.
It is an aberration. We should not take it too much. And we are a joint partner fighting against China. There are bipolar wars. We are with US, Australia and Japan to challenge the hegemony, assertive and aggressive attitude of China and Indo-Pacific. India needs US. US needs India more than what we need US. So therefore, to fight against China and to fight against the hegemony of China, both have to come together.
So
and
we should let it.
Question that America is going to ditch India in any way. We are a strategic partner, not only both of us. It is Australia and Japan.
So
and
we should let it pass. So we should let it pass. We should let it go. Let it go and let it pass. Just forget it.
I think so. We should not overreact to this incident. I am maturely back channel diplomacy should handle it, and we should let it pass by and move ahead. We are a strategic partner, and both the countries are a very important pillar of Quad. And today, the type of technology which is being given by US is never have been given in part. You know, it is a changed world order, and we should respect that. I am sure this is an incident which is an aberration, can be resolved more maturely and will be done at back channel diplomacy. But I certainly feel in future both the democracies, one is largest and oldest democracy, need to be together. And in case we want to challenge China, there is no other way but to remain together. Not only us, it needs to be for plus.
Right. Commodore, I want to ask
you.
I want to ask before I conclude. 1 minute. So, as General says, let it pass and let us not overreact. What do you say, Commodore Ranjit Rai?
I agree with him almost 75%. Because what is India's need today? What is India's national interest today? Become economically strong. We are not trying to go any more to do too much business with China. We will have to continue because he is the big Tekadar. Tekadar means he is the big businessman. But we are trying to make our business with America. We are trying to run, America told you. And Prime Minister Modi knows it because he said, let private investment come in. Where will private investment come from? America. So our national interest, and generally you're absolutely right, our national interest for the time being to become militarily strong, which he agrees that we have the latest and we are very powerful. Our Indian Air Force, I want to tell you, has killed the Chinese Air Force. The Navy needs a little more. Every general also says it today. Our Army has proved its worth. They are being equipped well today. They are now ready. So what do we need now? Economy. The first budget is down because we don't have economy. So generally, absolutely right. For the time being, for national interest, we have to do something so that we can ward off and not make this too big an issue. Because that is how two countries get along.
So we hope that this doesn't become a bigger issue and this issue is resolved and dies down here only. But thank you both of you for participating in this debate today. This is all in the agenda today. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another important topic on Monday. Till then, goodbye.